Auston Matthews just solidified himself as the highest paid player with a 4-year deal that he signed with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Now, for those of you who don't know, this past offseason, Auston Matthews and the Leafs have been in contract negotiations to get the star center re-signed. And this past Wednesday, Matthews agreed to a $53 million deal that's over a 4-year span to stay in Toronto. Now, the average annual value of this deal is $13.25 million, which makes Matthews the highest paid NHL player annually. Matthews still does have 1 year remaining on his current 5-year deal that's worth $58.2 million that he signed back in 2019. Now, Matthews quotes, "I feel fortunate to continue this journey as a Maple Leaf in front of the best fans in hockey. I will do everything I can to help get us to the top of the mountain. GLG, #Leafs forever." Now, Matthews is only 25 years old and tallied 85 points with 40 goals and 45 assists in just 74 games in the 2022-23 regular season. Matthews also added 11 points in 11 postseason games in their past postseason run. Now, Matthews was selected first overall in 2016 by the Toronto Maple Leafs, and the star forward has racked 542 points with 299 goals and 243 assists in just 481 career regular season games. In the postseason, he's also recorded 22 goals and 22 assists in 50 Stanley Cup playoff games. Now, Matthews has been one of the best players since he entered the league back in 2016, and a lot of people criticize his game due to the Toronto Maple Leafs' lack of postseason success. But if you take a look back at the entire league, I don't think there's any other player that you could say has more stardom than Auston Matthews. The guy is so likable. He brings this edge to the game, personality, and he kind of has this off-ice image that a lot of fans seem to gravitate towards. If you look at the top selling jerseys, Auston Matthews is the highest one, and he constantly is playing for a market that is the biggest in the NHL's history. Now, the Toronto Maple Leafs and Matthews are going to be with each other through most of his prime, and a lot of people seem to think that this is too much for a player that is of Auston Matthews' caliber, especially since guys like McKinnon and McDavid are making less money. But just like every other league, the salary cap continues to go up, and because Auston Matthews' contract was a little bit shorter than McDavid, he's going to make more money, and McDavid will be making more money than Matthews in his next contract. So take a look at him when he's making $16 million on his next deal. But this is just the start for Toronto and Auston Matthews. They still have a lot of things to figure out, especially with guys like William Nylander, but I think this is a great deal for both parties. Auston Matthews gets to stay with Toronto and make the deal that he wanted, but he doesn't have to remain there for the next 8 years. Rather, he gets to be there for 4 years, and Toronto gets a huge deal here because they pay him the money that he deserves, and they only have him for 4 years, which is most of his prime. But what do you think? Is this Auston Matthews contract worth it for the Toronto Maple Leafs, or is it worth it for Auston Matthews to stay with the Leafs? And let me know what your overall thoughts are about this deal. Like the video, comment your opinions below, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next one.